Hey everybody, welcome back. Another exciting game. The US won. I don't know what else to say, so Sarah, take it away.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yesterday or 2 days ago on the video, I put on the thumbnail, I put unbeatable. I don't even know if you noticed that. Honestly, that's the way I'm feeling. Obviously, we're going to get into it. I don't know. There is a special feeling there is with this team. Like Emma has figured out all the calculations. I really feel that way. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, we're pretty much going to talk about the game. Exciting game. Playing Iceland in Nashville.
Maybe the Icelandic players left with a southern accent. Who knows?
maybe. And I'm gonna miss the daughters. I just love that Icelandic culture. I just think that is so freaking cool.
Very unique.
Yeah. Also, I guess we'll say it now. Iceland's a tiny country. Like, someone left a comment here, and I'm gonna have Sarah read it just because to contemplate how small Iceland actually is actually mind blowing.
Fun population comparisons. Iceland pulls its team from a population of approximately 390,000, while the USA pulls its team from a population of approximately 340 million. If the USA pulled a team from the cities of, say, Tampa or Wichita, then that might be a more playing level field, something to consider when talking about the successes of the USA team.
So yeah, I mean, what, 340 million versus 300,000? Almost 400,000. But then again, the culture of soccer might be embedded in Iceland. And so maybe most people play it like everyone. I'm actually not quite sure, but I think it's a very unique country. And it's also for what they've attained, it's just mind blowing how talented these players are from Iceland for being from such a small country. I just think it's crazy because, America, I always think about how populated America is. There's a lot of us. So, okay. But just going into the game in general, playing Iceland, ranked 13th in the world, when the lineup came up, was I surprised? I guess not, because when you think about what Emma Hayes is trying to do, this makes sense. The lineup came out, and I don't know, some people are calling it like the B team, the backup team.
Yeah, it's just a different lineup.
Yeah. But going into the game today, you see like an Olivia Moultrie starting, with a Yasmin Ryan, with a Emily Sams, who got her first cap. We'll talk about that in a second. With a Jenna Neiswanger. You know what I mean? These are the type of players who have never played on the U.S. women's national team together. It's Emma trying to figure things out beyond what she already knows. So seeing those players, I've never seen them play together. It's kind of a crapshoot in a way. In a lot of ways, I'm going to call this the tale of two halves. You have those kind of unproven players together, newer players who've never played together, trying to figure out a rhythm, trying to figure out each other. For the first half, it was a little shaky, it was a little bumpy, but I always knew Emma's trying something out. We got to see how these players work. If you got to test them. Nothing more perfect than a situation like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And not shockingly, but shockingly to some, Iceland struck first. A beautiful goal from the corner. And a lot of people are saying this was 90% an error from Casey Murphy. And I don't know. I think it was, but it was so close. And she couldn't have jumped any higher. Maybe she would have had to back up a little bit. I don't think it wasn't any type of egregious goal. It was just too high for her. Maybe someone would say, well, maybe she would have to back up, read the ball a little better to know she needed to back up a little better.
Or grow a few inches.
A lot of people are saying, Alyssa wouldn't have missed that ball, things like that.
I mean, my favorite player.
She's your favorite player. So a lot of people are saying, they don't think that Alyssa would have missed that ball. And maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't have. I don't think it was anything egregious. It's not like it went right through an easy ball. She got a hand on it. But that was the score, 1-0 up until the 72nd minute. And to be honest, the fact that it took the U.S. women's national team to score so long, I was a little surprised by that.
And a little worried as well. I was kind of worried.
Were you? You know, it's funny you say that. I was not worried because what happened at half really, I kind of figured out what Emma was doing. I personally figured.
Oh, you're onto something. Okay.
At half, I don't necessarily call it an experiment what she did for the first half. And she was playing a new lineup. She was playing a lot of things we've never seen before. But at half, she kind of said, okay, we're kind of ready to start winning now. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
That's true. But, I mean, nothing is really set in stone. Like, you can send... I don't know. I'm still of the fact that you can send a bunch of amazing players out there, but you never know what the other team is going to bring. You know, that game.
That's true. Like the players who have been in those positions more, I guess I'm saying.
But also we are the U.S., so okay.
Brought in Emily Fox, brought in Lindsey Horan, which I think I saw a stat. Lindsey Horan had not come in off the bench in like 60 games, something crazy like that.
I believe it.
And then they also brought in Alyssa Thompson. Those changes were important. But it was a tough game. As much as I said, Iceland wasn't giving up. You know, they really, really, really wanted to win. And I will say, I think Jan's daughter, you know, her and Emily Sonnet were kind of going at it a little bit and kind of got feisty out there for a bit. And there was another player. I don't know who it was, the other player, but she was getting a little bit
naughty.
But going back to Jan's daughter, she just, did you see her blush? How beautiful her blush looked? She just looked like, does she not look like a Disney princess? She's just so pretty.
Yeah, she totally does.
Jan's daughter, and, you know, and she's so good. She is so good. But it took until the 72nd minute for Lynn Williams to score, and at some point she came on. I actually don't know what she came in on the 55th minute, and she scored on the 72nd minute. It's like she comes in and does these things, and now she has a signature look with her leg sleeve.
Iconic.
Yeah. Then it was all tied up 1-1. Then something kind of funny happened. I don't know, funny. In the 74th minute, Mal Swanson got fouled. Then Lindsey Horan did not like this because
big sister mode kicked in, I think.
Yeah. You know, they're both Colorado girls, so they've been friends for a long time. Lindsey came over and right in front of the ref, kind of like an FU, right? I mean, the ref could not have been closer. Pushes her over. I'm not quite sure her name. I'll put her name up, but pushes her over right in front of the ref. But such a ballsy move, right in front of the ref. And then
she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. And then what Lindsey did a minute later, classic Lindsey Horan. Classic. You piss off Lindsey Horan, she's going to score. That's what I'm saying. You piss her off, she's going to score. 10 seconds later, she scores. I'm going to say one thing. How can you not love that? Some people might say the opposite, but how can you not love that? You get fired up and then you go score. Reminded me of what happened at the World Cup with DVD. Yeah. She got in a fight with DVD, one of her close friends, and then scored such an important goal 30 seconds later.
We need to hire someone to permanently piss her off, so she's always scoring.
Yeah. And then it also, you know, the whole idea of like the Lindsey Horan hater, or the people who kind of, I don't know, criticize Lindsey Horan. She comes in, makes an impact, scores a goal. You know, Lindsey Horan is important, but there is also a portion of people who think, you know, Lindsey Horan plays like bully ball, kind of like is like a bully. And I just feel like I am of the opinion that you need, you know, enforcers. I think you need at least one or two on your team. Call me weird, but I think you need those kind of players.
It's not like she's giving swirlies, okay? This is a physical sport. She's playing soccer.
I think you need a player like that or two to say, hey, we're not going to mess around. You're not going to push us over. And Lindsey is that player. It's like the idea of hockey. You have the enforcers, the Bash Brothers.
Yeah, you need at least one rugby player on the soccer team.
I think you do. Some people might disagree with that and be like, you know, because there's maybe other teams who are really good who don't have enforcers. And I get that too. So a lot of people were kind of like, Lindsey's a bully. But hey, you piss her off, she scores. I'm not pissing off Lindsey Horan next time I play. If I were to play her, I'm not pissing her off. That's all I got to say. That was a go-ahead goal in the 75th minute. And then... excitingly, in the 90th plus 3 minutes, Emma Sears, first cap and scores a goal.
First cap, first goal.
Yeah. And that happens a lot, actually. People who get their first cap score a lot. I think they said 23 people who have had their first cap also had their first goal in their first meeting. Actually, Emma Sears actually had the assist on the Lindsey Horan goal too. So a beautiful goal. And that was the final score, 3-1. And I the idea, are they unbeatable? I just feel so good about the B team. Yeah, did they look great? No, but they didn't, they kept in the game. Maybe they didn't score, but it's such important playing time and valuable time that they spent together playing. Emily Sams couldn't have had a better debut. Such an impressive player. Yeah, she looked great. She looked calm. Sometimes you go out there in panic, but she looked so calm. Right here it says, the 23rd player in U.S. women's national team history to score in her first cap, Emma Sears. Yeah, I see this comment right here. So this is someone who kind of agrees with the Lindsey Horan situation.
Lynn's scoring right after getting a yellow from pushing the player who fouled Mal. So good.
And then someone says here, I love Moultrie, but she shouldn't be starting, neither Ryan. They should be coming on in as subs. And I agree, and I get that, and I agree. But having this game, Emma's gonna be able to tell a lot by watching the film back of them in particular, and seeing how they are with pressure and seeing all those things. So I think it was important to get players like that playing time. Yeah, a lot of Alyssa Thompson fans. Alyssa Thompson, speed, hustle, great score, a great soccer IQ, such a solid and versatile player. And a lot of people just had so many exciting things, even though the first half, a little shaky. And it was actually the very first time U.S. women's national team had been trailing in like 11 games, something like that. So exciting. And then also I believe this was Mal Swanson's 100th cap. I don't think it was a ceremony. I think it was just her 100th cap. Dansby was there. Exciting. She's had a crazy career already. She's so young. She's so young-ish, but had a crazy career. Starting on the national team so young, going to the World Cup, winning the World Cup, being kind of off the radar for a while during the Vlatko era. She kind of was off the radar between the Olympics in 2001, I guess, with the COVID year. It was 2021. And then her kind of making a comeback and then getting really injured right before the World Cup. She's had already a crazy career, and she's 26, 27. And I was saying this, I go, well, she had 100 caps, but how many of those were Pugh's and how many of those were Swanson's? And then also her 100th cap. And then Emily Sams had her very first cap. It is kind of crazy. She's a gold medal winning an Olympian. She didn't have one cap for the whole entire Olympics because she was just a rostered player. So she qualified to have her gold medal, which I'm so happy for her. But it is kind of wild. But first official cap tonight. And also the goal scorer herself, Emma Sears. First cap, first goal, first assist. So very cool. Very happy for them. Then we talked about Kelly O'Hara getting her ceremony for retiring. I will be honest, they interviewed her at the beginning of the show, so that was exciting to see. Then her whole ceremony, it wasn't even on TV, and as of right now, we're recording this at 9:00 at night. They haven't posted it to Instagram either, so I was kind of disappointed to not even see it on TV.
Yeah, what the heck? I'm sad, mad. Who do I have to sue for this? How do I go about that?
Well, they did post pictures that Kelly's family was there and Cam was there. So we did see that. So happy for her. I was disappointed it was not on TV. And then someone also says, what about Alex Morgan? She played for the team also. And then someone in the comments actually said, she'll have a ceremony early next year since she didn't announce her retirement until September, which I believe since she retired she announced it later than Kelly. But I don't know. It is kind of, and there was someone in our comment section saying, what about Alex? But I'm sure they have to do something for Alex. I mean, unless there's a problem between U.S. Soccer and Alex, maybe, you never know. Then Emma Hayes had a comment after the game as well. We talked about she was trying some experimental things in the first half, but what was her mindset? I'm gonna have Sarah read this.
So Emma Hayes said, I play to win, but I recognize that to develop, you're going to have choppy times. I'm pleased with the whole squad effort. How we ended is another sign of the belief that we can come back from any situation.
Yeah. And Emma Hayes knows what she's doing. So exciting to see. Big win today. But Iceland, they really did. They were up for the challenge, because they could have actually won both those games if a few things went differently. Also, there is another game on October 30th. They'll play Argentina, or how they say it in Spanish,
Argentina.
Yeah. No. So they'll play. I still think U.S. women's national team is unbeatable right now. I don't know. I have this feeling. I know, knock wood. I just have this feeling. Players we have not seen since the first two games. We haven't seen Ashley Sanchez. A lot of people are kind of like, oh, why haven't we seen her? Hopefully she will play. We haven't seen Haley Mace. Ava Gattina, we haven't seen her as well. And we haven't seen Melanson. So hopefully we'll see at least a few of those players. Hopefully they're healthy. Also, the Ballon d'Or, I believe, is tomorrow, Monday night. So we will have a Ballon d'Or winner tomorrow. We'll see what happens there. I mean, and I was also thinking, Trinity Rodman is hurt. She's recovering from a hurt back. Is there any way Trinity's going to end up going to the ceremony in France? And would that be a good look if she did go? I don't think there would be anything wrong with it, but it'd be interesting if she did end up deciding to go. You don't get nominated for a Ballon d'Or every year. You know what I mean? Well, some people do, but yeah. I wonder if we will see her there, since she is not playing in these friendlies.
I completely forgot about the Ballon d'Or. It was not even on my radar.
Yeah. So tomorrow, I forget who they said, Carolyn Graham Hansen, Bonmati, somebody else are saying are like the top runners for it. Contenders. We will see that. What did everyone think? Iceland, I'm gonna miss you. They were playing to win. I like them. It's a very tough team. And Lindsey Horan, I can see people who don't like that kind of football to be like, I just don't like that kind of football. But I don't know. I think having those type of players usually are not a hindrance. Now, if she were to, and I saw online also, getting that yellow card was completely unnecessary. And in tournament style play, like the World Cup and stuff, that would actually be a hindrance, because you could have yellow card accumulations and not play in matches. So I could see someone saying that kind of, but here it's kind of like, why, here getting a yellow card right now, is that really going to hinder the next friendly? You know what I mean? But out there, you guys do not like that kind of football? Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.